previously, what I have already taught you guys in the trainings and the new sessions is how the market maker thinks, what's the market maker's approach, support and resistance, how to install the indicators, the basics, okay? So you guys should know the basics by now if you've watched the previous trainings. If you haven't watched the previous trainings, I suggest you guys get off of this webinar, go watch those, because you will get confused. There's a reason why I talk specific stuff in specific webinars and don't advance it to other trainings, because you guys will get confused, okay? Now, in regards to questions, if you guys have any questions during the webinar, go ahead and ask the questions, whether you click the link in the chat, in the Facebook post, whatever it is. Just make sure you guys ask your questions there. I'll be monitoring it during the webinar. You guys can interrupt me in the middle of it, and I'll go ahead and answer your questions as long as it has to do with the current topic, okay? So today, what I will be going over are W formations. One second. All the videos. Okay, so whenever I post a link on the Facebook page, those are the recorded videos. Okay, so they're the live ones, and then right after the live session's over, they become the recorded ones. So every time you see, every post that you see that the webinar is up, that's a training session. That's a recorded one, okay? So they're on the Facebook page when I post that the training is up. On the team Facebook page, on the training Facebook page. No problem. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Once again, I'm going over W formations. So we have different kinds of reversal formations. We have W formations, we have M formations, head and shoulders, we have straightaways. We have many different formations from other methods as well. I strictly only trade W's, M's, 3 hits to the top, 3 hits to the low. Those are the only formations I trade. Those are the only formations I'm going to be teaching in these training sessions, okay? So today, W formations. Now I'm going to show you guys what a W formation means in terms of the market maker. What exactly is he trying to do on this reversal formation? All right, so let's find a W formation here. Okay. Okay, so here we have a W formation. All right, highlight the area. W formations, M formations, 3 hits to the top, 3 hits to the low. They are formed off of peak formations. Okay. 1 second. All right, so they are formed off of peak formations. Peak formations are where traders got trapped. The reason why they got trapped is because the market maker all of a sudden decided to change the direction of the market, whether it's short term or long term, at a certain price. So the market maker decided at this price, you know what, let's change the direction. Let's trap these traders that are buying or selling, and keep them in the long run, short run, whatever it is. They're trapping them. Peak formations. So an example of a peak formation here would be this one here. Okay, this is one example of a peak formation. Market maker was going down, all of a sudden decided to pull up and trap sellers. Okay, so they pulled away from this specific area, specific price, pulled away, making a peak formation, causing traders to get trapped in this area. Now, here's another peak formation here. Market maker came down, decided to induce more sellers. Okay. On the first one, they decided to induce sellers. They trapped them and decided to either induce more sellers or add on to the previous peak formation sellers, add on trades. Okay. So this is what happened here. All right. So peak formations can be identified pretty much anywhere. So peak formation here, peak formation there, peak formation there, peak formation there, peak, peak, peak. You get the point. All right. So now we're going to look at this W formation here. The reason why it's a W formation is because it formed somewhat what looks like a W. I'm going to highlight it here. All right, there you go. Peak formation comes up, comes back down, peak formation comes up, first leg of the W comes up, down, second leg of the W. So when we recognize these peak formations, and they tend to form a W, all the time with peak formations. W's are only formed with peak formations. So what was I going to say? What we call these peak formations on WM reversal formations are legs. We refer to them as legs. So this peak formation that cell here, this would be a potential first leg of a W. The reason why it would be a W and not an M is because traders got trapped selling. So one thing to note, on W formations, they form by trapping sellers. Well, yeah, that's it. By trapping sellers. Okay? And formations are formed by trapping buyers. All right? So W formations, the initial objective of the market maker is to trap those that are selling, trick them, take all their money by going the other way. That's the objective of a W formation, okay? 1 second. All right, so this here is an example, a beautiful example of a W formation here, okay? Now I'm gonna walk you through what it means to the market maker when forming a W formation. So first leg here, first leg of this W, potential first leg actually, okay? So let's pretend this right side doesn't exist, this right side of the W. So right here, all of a sudden you can see that the market maker decides to start dropping, okay? Now people are starting to sell. People are starting to think that the market's going to keep dropping. So they sell, they sell, they sell. Now, all of a sudden, the market maker decides to go the other way. Randomly, at this price point, there's a reason for it. So the market maker's thinking, oh, I'm going to trap these sellers. I'm going to move the market down. Okay, I'm moving the market down. Let's get these sellers. Come on, sell, sell, sell. Now, oh man, I got all the sellers now. I'm going to reverse the other way so that they can either blow accounts or I can take some of their money. They can close out trades in the negative. So they start to move up. Okay, so people can start taking, losing money, getting margin called, blowing their accounts, stuff like that. Okay, so now the market moves up. Market maker decides, you know what? I'm going to trick them. I'm going to make them think that, you know what, it initially is a sell. It's a sell, and I'm going to convince them by going back down as much as I did on the first leg. So they go down, they go down, they go down. And look at that. So the market maker is causing the traders to place sells again. How? Because traders were there thinking on the first leg, oh, it's going down. I'm going to place a sell. I'm going to place a sell. Oh, no, it's going the other way. oh man, I'm gonna blow my account. Oh, I just blew my account. Or I'm just gonna take these losses. You know what? No, I'm gonna hold it and wait for the market to come back down because I know it's gonna go down. And I'm being greedy with my money. So I know I'm right. I know I'm right. So the market maker decides to move down and convince these traders, you know what? I was right. See? I'm a good trader and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Moves down, builds their confidence up. So now they're placing more sells over here as it's dropping. Okay, so the market maker's like, oh, I definitely got these people. They're putting more sells in. Oh, I'm gonna take all your money. So now what happens? Price comes back down. It does not pass this first leg and it shoots up, taking everybody's money over here, taking everybody's money. Okay, that's how it is interpreted in a market maker perspective. Okay, this is what the market maker is thinking. This is the way the market maker moves the market, how he or she traps traders. This is how it goes down. W's and M formations, head and shoulders, every single thing. This is how you translate these formations. Okay, comes back down, shoots up, takes all the seller's money. Okay, and you can see that it shot up quite a bit, right? So this is what a W formation causes. Okay, 1 second. All right, so this is what a W formation causes. Okay, now you want to look for a W formation at the lowest of the day. Okay, so what do I mean by that? This peak formation over here was at the lowest of this day. This peak formation over here was at the lowest of the day. That's where you would typically find it. Okay, now those are the main W and M formations. That's how you want to look for them. M formations would be at the high of the day. W formations will be at the low of the day. Okay, that's how I want you guys to start off trading M's and W's. All right, so here we have two peak formations. Traders got trapped selling. Market moved up, took everybody's money that was selling. All right, so that's how you interpret a W formation. Let's look for another example. No, only because I'm scrolling a lot doesn't mean that W's don't happen that often. They do. I just like to find the perfect setups to teach you guys. That way you guys can get a clear picture as to what I mean by it. Okay, let's take a look at this small W formation. All right, so here we have a W formation. All right, peak formation here, peak formation here. Traders decided to move price the opposite direction at this specific price point for a reason. Induced sellers on this first leg here. Went up, came back down, formed the second leg of the W. Peak formation, shot up, trap sellers. That's how that works. Okay. Now, look at this. This is the same day. This happened the same day. It can happen the same day. W formations can form the same day. They're called intraday reversals, intraday W formations. Okay. Now, when the previous example showed this, it happened on separate days, right? Second leg was formed the day after. What this is called is a multi-session W. because it took multiple sessions for it to form. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so I got a question. Do I mostly focus on 1 hour charts? No. I trade anything 15 minutes and higher. So I'm just showing an example of the one hour chart. It doesn't mean that I only trade off the 1 hour. I'm just showing examples off the 1 hour. So you can find W formations and formations on any single time frame, but I tend to only use, and I recommend to only use 15 minutes and up. All right. All right. So this previous W formation, excuse me. I think it's becoming a habit that when I train, I yawn. I don't know why. I bore myself. Okay. So I hope you guys aren't falling asleep while my training, because if I bore myself, just imagine what it does to you guys. So 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm getting a couple questions from different chats. All right, so this W formation here, intraday W formation, okay? Reversal happened intraday. All right, so W formation, trap trader selling, went for a buy. All right, that's how the market maker traps people on W formations, okay? Intraday. So now let's look at higher time frames, just to show an example that they work on higher time frames. This is actually a perfect one right here. This is the daily peak formation. Peak formation did not break the first leg, did not pass the first leg. Trap trader short came up, trap all of the people that were selling, and went long. Okay. Oh man, I wish I caught this trade. Pretty decent amount. Let's see, entry would have been here. Wow. Oh, easy 250 pips, but that took too long to get. I wouldn't have traded that. All right, so this is W formation off the daily chart. Now, let me tell you guys this. The higher the time frame, the W, M formation, whatever reversal pattern, the longer it's going to take for it to hit your take profit. I'm going to show you guys how to take profit. You guys are just not ready yet. Okay, so the higher the time frame, the longer it takes for you to see price hit your take profit. Okay, so now you understand how W's work. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to trade these W's. Now, you guys should now be able to see it in your head. I don't need these lines anymore. I don't need these highlighted boxes. All right, so W formation here. How do you trade it? All right, so this is how you trade it. What you're going to do is you are going to recognize all the peak formations, okay? So you have a peak formation over here, peak formation over here, peak formation over here, peak formation, peak formation, peak, peak. Okay. So now we already know that this is a W formation here, but the general idea of this is W's and M formations happen based off of peak formations. Okay. All right. 1 second. All right. So W formations, M formations happen on peak formations. So you will recognize all the peak formations to see if there's any potential W formations, M formations, whatever it is, okay? We already know that this is a W formation, so we're going to work off of this one here, okay? So peak formation here, peak formation here. Now, how exactly would you trade this W? This is how. So you see that traders are trapped here. They decided to change price all of a sudden. So it formed a peak formation. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to draw a horizontal line on the lowest body of that peak formation. That's where you, oh, no, not that color. Not that color. Nope, nope, not doing that. Okay, red. All right, so lowest body on this peak formation. All right, so now what do? You will wait for price to come back down and retest this peak formation. I mean, retest this horizontal line. Okay, what do I mean by retest? What I mean by retest is this. Price will come back down. It will touch the line. It will wick it, but it will not close below it. Okay, that's what I mean by retest. All right, so you can see here that this candle has a very long wick. This candle has a long wick here. Okay, that is valid. Okay, this can happen here. This is allowed. So it can wick it and pass it dramatically, but it has to close above this on a W formation. It has to close above this. It cannot close 1 micro pip below this line. If it does, you will not even consider trading it. Okay, so look what happened here. Retest, but it closed above it. So now you can see that it did not break this red horizontal line here. It did not break the first peak formation. What does this mean? What this means is the market maker came down but did not want to let these traders go or gain profit or whatever it is. What happened here was market maker was making people sell, 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 and this candle here, it broke it to make even more people sell. Okay, many people have different methods. The market makers know this. Okay, some people's methods are, oh, as soon as if it breaks this previous area here, if it goes below it, I'm going to sell. So that's what they did. They sold, they made people sell as soon as it passed that horizontal line. And look what happened, a big drawback. It just decided to come back up and close above it, trapping a lot of traders that were selling. Okay, so closed above it. Now what do you look for? You look for an engulfing candle. What's an engulfing candle? An engulfing candle is a candle that basically devours the previous one. It's either much bigger. Basically, that's what it is. It's bigger than the previous candle. Okay. An engulfing candle normally is used as a reversal formation. Engulfing candle is normally colored in the direction where the reversal is going to. Okay, so now here, retest, then an engulfing candle. This here would be considered the engulfing candle. Okay, now many of you would say it's not engulfing because the wick here is much longer than this body alone. You do not count the wick of the retesting candle. You do not count the wick of the retesting candle. Okay? You only count the wick of the engulfing. Now, I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. Okay, so I told you guys which one the engulfing candle is. Now, the retest happened, engulfing candle happened. This one is bigger than this body. Okay, this body is already bigger than this body of the candle. So now, initially, once the engulfing candle is confirmed, meaning it closes engulfing to the previous, you would take entry. This will be your entry here. As soon as this candle closes, you take your entry on the next candle open. All right, entry here, then you write it up, and I will show you guys how to take your take profit, but that's how you trade a W formation. So I'm going to tell you guys a checklist to write down for trading an engulfing candle. It's not going to be the complete checklist yet. It's just going to be what we're beginning with. Okay, so the first thing on the checklist, recognize peak formation. Then I want you guys to put in parentheses where traders got trapped and put a horizontal line on the lowest body of that peak formation or the highest body of that peak formation. For W formation, it's the lowest. For M formation, it's the highest. Put a horizontal line on the lowest or highest body of the peak formation. All right. Second thing on the checklist, wait for price to come back and retest the horizontal line. So this would be the retest right here. Now put in parentheses the body of the candle cannot, of the retesting candle cannot close above or below the horizontal line. Now I want you to add separate parentheses for that same number checklist, same number on the checklist. Price can wick and go past the horizontal line as long as it does not break the horizontal line. What I mean by that is close above or below, but it can wick the horizontal line. For those of you who don't know what a wick is, this little skinny stick here is a wick. As you guys know, a candle has a wick, the ones that you light up. Okay, the wick is the part you light up. Then the candle is the body. Okay, the body of the candle, the wick. All right. Third thing on the checklist. Look for an engulfing candle. Now, I need you guys to write a note on the side that says retesting and engulfing must happen in a max of 2 candles. This is very important. You guys have to write that down. Retesting and engulfing must happen in a max of 2 candles. All right. Okay, so you guys have that down. Now, the fourth thing on the checklist, well, actually, I'm not going to go over the fourth thing just yet. Okay, so now you see this here, retesting candle here. This retested the horizontal line. Then this one is the engulfing. Now, actually, in parentheses for the engulfing candle, which is the third thing on the checklist, is this. The engulfing, put in parentheses, the engulfing candle must close in the direction of the reversal. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by this is a W formation. You are catching the last leg of this W. You want to basically ride this up. This is where you take your trade. This is where you get your money on. You're predicting that this is going to go up. Okay, this is going to finish or complete the W formation. Okay, that's how you trade it. All right, so now the engulfing candle must close in this direction. Okay, for a W formation, it must close long. It must close in a buying color. It must close buying, basically. Okay. As you can see here, this is the engulfing candle. It closed going up. It closed shaded black. For some of you guys, it has to close shaded green or shaded blue, whatever colors you guys have. If it closes red, then it's not valid. Do not take the trade. All right, so you guys have that in parentheses. Now let me show you guys another example. Let's see. Okay. Not a good example. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them wherever it is you click the link. You can interrupt me in the middle of it. Ugh. Now, where can I find a W? One second, let me look at smaller time frames. All right. Where are you? Let me see if I have some on my notes. All right. Let's see. That's an M formation. That is a M formation. This is a M formation. Ay. I think this should be a good one. Nope. Never mind. Nope. Sorry guys, it's taking so long. I don't know why it's taking so long. Just to find a W formation. Hold on, why is it taking me so long? Weekly, do you have anything for me? Maybe it's just a pair. I have a question here. Do you trade a M or W no matter how big the engulfing candle is? No. The engulfing candle does matter how big it is. The reason why is because of the take profit. The way I set my take profits, they are almost guaranteed to hit. I don't like to guarantee it, but I've never had a take profit that hasn't hit. I do not guarantee anything in the Forex market because I don't want to get sued. So no, the reason why is because engulfing candles can basically engulf already hitting your first take profit. So that is why there are occasions where I do not after the engulfing candle if it already has hit my first take profit. Really don't understand why I can't find one. They do exist, guys, very often. It's making me look better over here, but they do exist. I see a lot of M formations, but I'm not teaching an M formation. I'm teaching W's. Okay, I think this is a good one. I think I lost it. One second. Amá, tienes que cerrar la puerta. Amá, la puerta. Okay, so here's a good example. Right over here. W formation here. All right. Second leg, rise up. So now the checklist. The checklist, the first thing you do, recognize the first peak formation, which is here. Then you put a horizontal line on the lowest body for a W formation, which would be here. Now, second thing is the retest. Wait for price to come back and retest the horizontal line, which is right over here. Retest. Now, third thing is engulfing candle after the retest has confirmed. Engulfing candle here. Engulfs the previous body candle only. Okay, so you use the previous candle's body only to determine whether the next one is bigger or not. All right, so that's how you determine it. And I'm right after the engulfing candle, you would take entry. The thing is, I don't want you guys to write that as your entry just yet, because like Mark mentioned before, if the engulfing candle is big and has already hit your take profit, your first take profit, then yeah, you wouldn't enter. This one, for example, actually did hit the first take profit. So that's a good example of why you wouldn't enter. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys where the take profit is because I need to get to that. I don't want to confuse anybody. So engulfing candle has confirmed this is a valid W formation. Okay, the ones that I teach. High accuracy W formations. You will make profit on many of them. You might not have losing trades, but I don't like to guarantee anything. So this is how a typical W formation looks, okay? Peak formation comes down, retest, forms another peak formation, engulfing candle, entry. And that's about it. That's how, this one's off the hour chart, so it's the intraday W formation, and that is how you would trade a W formation. Now, are there any questions whatsoever? Any questions? All right, looks like there is. All right, so that basically covers it up for W formations. Looks like there aren't any questions. So tomorrow we're going to go ahead and go over M formations and extra stuff on the checklist, and we'll take it from there. So I will see you guys tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and message me. Do not hesitate, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.